Governing body, governing body, governing body, update number 8 on their new beard policy. So I know this photo that you're looking at of the governing body members, which are the head leaders of the Jehovah's organization, taught for more than 90 years that Jehovah's Witnesses were not allowed to wear any form of beards or goatee. But in year 2023, it all changed by the governing body update number 8. So, what I decided to do, instead of doing this very long one video, I decided that I'm going to do a part 1 and a part 2 of this ridiculous governing body update number 8 on their beard policy. So, part 1, I'm going to be telling you the behind the scene story where they started this whole beard policy that happened almost 100 years ago. So now, the photo that you are looking at on the left is the founder of the governing body members. And actually, he wasn't even called a governing body then. He was called the president or the founder of the Watchtower organization, Charles Taze Russell. And on the right is Joseph Rutherford, or Judge Rutherford, who he became the second president of the Watchtower organization, also known as JW Religion. So now, let's go back and let me tell you the story of the beard policy with Charles Taze Russell and Joseph Rutherford. So, if you didn't know, the Watchtower organization started over 100 years ago, back in 1879. And so, when he became the leader, or what he liked to call the president of the Watchtower and Bible and Tract Society, Charles Taze Russell made a lot of crazy beliefs, including in numerology. He also didn't believe in the two-class system of the heavenly hope and the earthly hope. That whole changed after Charles Taze Russell died and Joseph Rutherford took over. So now, in the year 1916, Charles Taze Russell, on the left with the beard, passed away. And Joseph Rutherford, or Judge Rutherford, took over. Now, Judge Rutherford did not like pretty much any of Charles Taze Russell policies. He even, in 1931, took the title Bible students and became what it is now in the year 2025 as Jehovah's Witnesses. So, not long after Joseph Rutherford became the second president of the Watchtower's organization, Joseph Rutherford pretty much wanted to get rid of all of Charles Taze Russell's policies. And one of the things that he did not want in his beliefs of Jehovah's organization, also known as the Watchtower's organization, is the beard. So he, on the right, without the beard, that's Joseph Rutherford, he told all his followers at that time, we're looking into the 1920s, he told all his followers that if you want to follow my religion or my policy, from this day forward, every one of you can no longer wear any forms of beards or goatees. Because if they had a goatee or a beard, he would always remind of Charles Taze Russell, which he did not like. So, from that day forward, sometime into the late 1920s into the early 1930s, the policy started. All Jehovah's Witnesses were no longer allowed to wear beards or goatees. Now, decade after decade after decade after decade after Joseph Rutherford, also known as Judge Rutherford, passed away and Nathan Noller became the third president, he stuck to that policy that Jehovah's Witnesses were not allowed to wear beards or goatees. Now, as the years went by, and though I can't recall exactly what year it started, but they kind of phased out the whole Charles Taze Russell and Joseph Rutherford of not liking each other and not trying to be like each other. And they actually changed it to making it sound like that it was, quote unquote, unclean for Jehovah's Witnesses to wear beards or goatee. Now, again, I don't know how many years they changed that, but I know for a fact that there is nowhere in any Bible that says you should not wear a beard or a goatee to be a Jehovah's Witness or a Christian. The whole Watchtowers organization, also known as Jehovah's Organization, they pretty much invented this whole beard and no goatee policy because it goes back to the whole Charles Taze Russell and Joseph Rutherford debacle, I guess we'll call it that. And then years went by, they kind of dropped that and then made it unclean. So this is part 1 of the story, and part 2, I'm going to get very personal about a story that happened to me the day of my baptism almost 30 years ago. So I hope you enjoyed part 1. Please like and subscribe, and also if you like to make some comments, please make some good comments. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you again in part 2.